All right, welcome to episode number 67 of Kramer and Jess Uncensored. It's not real until I turn the ring light on. Now it's real. Now it's a real show. If you've never been here for the Uncensored podcast before, maybe you're coming over from the radio show, we should probably give you a fair warning, and that's what, Jess?
This is like the close friends, okay? This is not like Facebook things that you would share with your grandma. So please, this is very uncensored. It is not for little ears. And you have been warned.
So freaking geeked out about today's show.
Me too.
I get so pumped when you come on. Our guest today is celebrity aura reader and psychic medium. I don't even have to do the notes anymore. I used to have a whole bio on you. I know you. I feel like I know you so well now that I can just rattle everything off.
Yeah.
But this is Mystic Michaela on the podcast today again. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Is that a good introduction? Does that work for you?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Author, Amazon best-selling author now.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy.
Podcast superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just all over the place.
Spotify takeover.
Spotify.
Yeah,
Celebrity.
so just FYI, if you were reposting your aura from Spotify after like the year recap, that's because of Mystic Michaela. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was like an insane experience because I wasn't allowed to talk about it because they don't tell you when it comes out, right? Like you never know. Nobody knows when the Spotify Wrap's gonna come out. So they told me like a few days before, like, okay, don't talk about it, but it's coming out December 1st, and then it came out, and it was just like from
So
nothing
crazy.
to like
Everywhere.
You know what's so funny is I was like, at first, so in case you don't know, what happened was at the end of the year, Spotify, they put out this year in music history, and they've done this for years now. Everybody gets really excited. Your most listened to songs. Here's how many hours you listen to podcasts. Or top 5 this, top 5 that.
And it's just visually cute. It just shows all your stuff.
I was pissed this year because I started going through it, and I was like, they are ripping off Mystic Michaela because it said, like, here's your music aura color. And I was like, oh, hell no.
And you didn't know it was her?
I didn't know it was
Thank
her.
you,
And I was
Kramer.
like, this is so janky. And honestly, I screenshotted it, and I was going to send it to you.
Yes.
And then I realized.
And you're like
so
at Spotify, and you're like, like it was so good. It was so good. Like I was obsessed. All my friends were obsessed with it, and I was like, I know her, by the way.
How did that work out? Did they come to you and like list? Like that's such a random thing.
It's the craziest story.
It's still so new. It's not like it's in mass, communication everywhere nowadays. And all of a sudden, it's like your aura color for music, and I was like, what?
It was the craziest story. Like I was just living my life, I'm very normal. Like mom, I was on like a little road trip.
Not normal.
You're not normal.
I hope you don't think that most moms do this.
You can talk to dead people. You're not normal.
I'm living my life, seeing colors around people, talking to dead people.
Yeah, sure. Classic Tuesday. Yeah.
It's fine.
Making lunches, like whatever.
Yeah.
And like, Spotify, somebody from Spotify emailed me, and my husband's like, "Is this a scam? Come on!" And it wasn't.
I would think so too. I would be like, that's fake.
Like, why are you talking to me? Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then I had to sign all these, what do they call
NDAs
or something? Yeah. And to have a meeting with them, like, oh my gosh, like what's this gonna be about? And they are like, do you want to be part of the Spotify Wrap? We're doing an aura feature. I'm like, let me just cry.
So crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's so sick.
So it was insane. It was a great experience.
We met Mr. Michaela a long time ago. It's probably been, 4 or 5 years now, Michaela? Where
Yes.
My old co-host just was like, yeah, there's some girl on Real Housewives or something. I don't know. We should get her on the podcast or something. I was like, psh. But now you've,
especially because Kramer is very
I don't trust psychics. I don't. I think
he's like anti-vibes, anti-energy, anti-colors, he's like, it's fake.
But she was like the first person to turn me on to it. And so you do it in such a different way, though, that we should probably introduce this for those that are brand new to Mystic Michaela. Do you want to explain what you even do when I say that you're an aura reader?
Yeah, so all of us have a vibe. You don't have to see colors like I do. You just, every single one of you, when someone has a vibe, if they're anxious or nervous or interesting or spontaneous or just bad or whatever. I just happen to see those in colors. And so aura colors are really a description of your energy signature, your life force energies, understanding about how you work. That's very personal to you because everyone's different. can help you just understand how you're motivated, stop doing things that are counterproductive, communicate better to others, understand how you need to be spoken to, understand where you're putting yourself in situations that are not creating success for you. Instead, put yourself in other situations that are more authentic to you, which you will thrive in. So that's what it is to me. And like, to the point where like people don't believe in psychics, like me too. Like I feel like honestly, there's so, just like anything out there, you gotta, and I'm so big on this, like check with yourself. Like if it doesn't resonate, run away. If something doesn't sound right to you, like get out of there. Like nothing anybody should tell you should be taken without a grain of salt.
Sure.
So my big thing is like teaching people to trust yourself, because that's where all the answers are anyways. Anybody else that comes in should just be a teacher to teach you how to find that. So that's like my big angle on it.
A real conversation we had before we brought you on, and we'll get to all the stuff. He's got a new book out we got to talk about. We got a lot to talk about with you today. But you're like a not creepy
Thank you.
I was talking to
I appreciate
Kramer
that.
about
trying to
this,
figure this out. Like,
and I was like,
why is Michaela's like because some of these people that come up to you and
are scary.
they're wearing like weird baggy pants, you know, they look
No,
like
not
Aladdin.
even that. No, you could literally be in all the things and wear whatever you wanted. But I was trying to tell him, like, I think it's because you are so like approachable and warm.
You're just like a normal, like you
and
just
like
seem
comforting
normal.
that
Yeah.
I like feel comfortable with speaking to you, and I feel like that's why there's so many connections and people share their stories with you, and it's like this like and I know you have kids, but it's just like this comforting trust thing with you where it's like you could, like you said, it's vibes. And so when you meet somebody and it's just not that, you know, inside you're like, I don't know if I can really talk to this person right now. But with you, it's always just been like a comfortable, immediate connection, which has been really cool.
That's so sweet, Jess. And you're so intuitive. Like my whole life, people would tell me that. And I didn't know if it was special or not. I'm like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm nice. Oh, whatever. You know, I didn't know. Like, that's the thing with all of us. We have our superpowers and people tell you these things. But like when I was in middle school, all my friends would call me mom. So it's just kind of how I've always been.
Now, meanwhile, you've got like millions of children around the world being like, Mom, what's happening?
Yeah.
I love it.
Where's my life going? I have no idea. Well, let me tell you this before we get into what she showing you what exactly she does. I will tell you this as a little teaser here, is that you have successfully shown me every step along the way, and it's been correct. And that's why, like, listen, I'm a skeptical person, but I got to tell you, I believe in Mystic Michaela. So that's like, just hang tight.
Kramer.
We got to talk about the book first, though, because you just came out with, and that was even cool when I saw that. So now you're on Spotify. Now you're coming out with this book. I'm just like, oh, I'm just so proud. The Angel Numbers book is out, and it's kind of different from the Aura stuff. So what's Angel Numbers all about?
So I wrote a book, and my intention with the book was to kind of normalize angel numbers. I think especially all over the internet, people are like, I saw 111, you know, like, or
111 meaning. I do that. What is 111? And there's like 7,000 different responses, and they're all different.
Yeah,
right?
and you're freaking out. Yeah.
Yeah, and or you're like going along your day, and you're like, this number keeps following me. Like, what the heck? Like, what does this actually mean? And again, I kept seeing people like throwing it out there for other people to tell them. And I'm like, wait a second, you know, so I wanted a book that not only like tells you like my interpretations of each angel number, but also teaches you like what to do next, what it means for you, how to interpret the meaning for your own life. And so it's kind of like the meaning and then a call to action. And, you know, it's about self-discovery. It's also about, if you believe in it, communicating with your angels. You can use numbers to talk back to them. If you don't like the word angels, you can fill that with whatever you want, including, if you don't believe in any of this stuff, your higher self or the best potential version of you. So like for me,
why sequence of numbers? Why is that the way, the form of communication, I guess?
Numbers are one, universal. Two, they're like they are a high frequency thing that higher vibrational beings can latch onto. So if you think about numbers occur mathematically all over our world, you know, they're part of science, math, smart people stuff, all that, you know, so it's kind of like they are the pattern of our world, and higher vibrational beings can latch onto those and like allow you, the microcosm, of seeing tiny little numeric patterns and bouncing it out to the macrocosm. So it's just, and it's like a universal language that they can use. A lot of people are like, am I just seeing 111 because I want to see 111, or am I just seeing, these numbers because I don't know, I'm looking at the clock. I'm like train myself to look at the clock every day at the same time. It's just my circadian rhythm or whatever. It's like maybe, but if you do that and it makes you do something positive because of it, then yay, you got the benefit from it. It doesn't matter what you believe. It's more like what you do with it. So and my big thing with writing the book was however you want to approach it, it's about bettering yourself and taking ownership over the messages you get during the day.
Does it always have to be? Because I've always felt like angel numbers were always like sequence of 3 numbers, like the same 3 numbers. Can they be different? So if it's always like 111, 222, 333, and or 5 4s together means this. Is it all? Can it be different?
Yeah, so the most common ones you're going to see because they get your attention and they do that on purpose are the 111, 222, like the sequences.
Yeah.
The way I interpret like an extra one, like 1111 or 2222, like that's kind of like an exclamation mark, like get at it.
Okay.
But some of us do have our own personal number. Do you guys have that? Do you have like your own personal number? It's like your lucky number. You see your birthday all the time or something
Michaela,
like that.
You just sold me on aura. Now we're doing numbers too.
No.
Like, it took you 5 years. Now I got to have a number too.
I see so much.
Wait
I
a
don't know
minute.
what I see. I don't know what I'm supposed to interpret. I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, what does
It's
that
so
mean?
much.
How do we know?
So some people will tell you, if you start asking around, I swear, like even the most skeptical person will be like, well, I do see like 54 all the time. Like or it was my football jersey number and now it's my house address. Like people, if you ask anybody, they're like, well,
my mom is like that. My mom is like that. She thinks 22 and 23 because those are both of their wedding anniversaries and then the dates of like my birthday and my sister's birthday and like all these things. So my mom's like that
so
too.
dates
it's like
might
that.
come up or house things like that.
Yeah, like people like play the same
because
lotto numbers. Yeah. So what does that mean? So the way that I see it is it's kind of your personal, like you have your own team of angels. Okay, so it's your own personal team. It's nobody else's, and they're trying to talk to you in a unique way. That's like you're a person, and they want to have a relationship with you as a unique person.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like if you get your own unique angel number, it's kind of like a level up with your angels. Like they know you're hearing. It's kind of like a wink. Like, hey, we're here. I call them angel winks. Like, hey, I'm here.
Okay.
Like you're. It's kind of like little highway marker signs, like you're going in the right direction because you keep seeing this number. It can follow you to be like, you're on the life path. We're with you. We're watching you. That type of energy, like we're in the audience clapping for you. We're supporting you. That kind of vibe. That's what that means.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that how people win the lottery and stuff too? Because you always hear people like, oh yeah, like I played this number. Because some people are really obsessed with numbers. They get like this. We heard of a woman here in Maryland, was it this week or last week, Jess, where she got in a car wreck.
Oh, yeah.
And she used the numbers from her license plate that was on part of her car wreck, and she won
the lottery.
She won, I forget how much, but 25,000 maybe or something. Like, what? Like, what are the odds of that happening?
That's cool. Yeah, that's total angel number stuff. Or sometimes, like, if you do, people like to pick certain dates to do things on. Like, we just had 222. So a lot of people got married on 222.
Yeah.
It kind of gives extra boost, or people want to have babies on 222. Like, it gives that extra boost to that day, a little extra energy, a little extra, I call it like like when you used to go to shop and they used to make you make those CO2 cars, you put the CO2 car. Yeah. It's like that. It's like that little thing that makes it go faster. Yes. That's kind of if you do something on those dates. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, that's a whole, listen, the things you do is just,
I need it.
It's unbelievable.
I see those a lot, but that's why, because I'm always like, wait, why am I seeing that? Am I seeing that because I want to see it, or like, why am I seeing it?
So the book's cool because you can actually go reference the actual number. So if you keep seeing, all of a sudden you wake up and the whole week you keep seeing 3, 8s or something, you can go to the book, reference what it is, and then go from there. So it's cool.
Yeah.
God,
It's just kind of like a guide. And like I said, you can take it at the more spiritual thing, or if you're not into it like Kramer, that's okay too. It's more your higher self.
Sure.
It's about improving yourself, taking ownership of whatever that means to you.
That's awesome. So that's on Amazon. Is that where you want people to buy? Is Amazon, or is there somewhere you can?
Yeah, you can go to simonandschuster.com. Yeah.
I want you to get the biggest cut possible. So you tell me who takes the biggest cut out of it, and we're not going to send them there.
Right.
That's awesome. Thank you. No, it's just simonandschuster.com. You can pick your seller.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. You ready to do some
Wait.
Get down to business?
Before we do, Mystic Michaela, are we the same aura colors as we were when you first told us? Because I don't know if those can change over time, and like I just kind of want to make sure I'm aware of like what we are currently.
I love that. Yeah, so everybody has like kind of the same aura thing going on. What happens is you can vacillate your colors or unbalance them a bit if something's going on in your life. So
you
I see more.
you'll see like around me right now, you see physically some type of color coming off of me.
I do.
Okay. So that, just to give you an idea, if you're listening and you're like, wait, what? Like, what exactly does? So you physically can see that right now.
So you also have like a vibey projector behind you. Is that kind of what you see for visual?
That's what you're right. That's what it looks like to me.
Okay, cool.
It's
That's
kind of
cool.
yeah.
It like glows. That's really cool.
Okay.
All right, you ready to get into it then, Michaela?
I want ours. I want her to tell us
That's
ours.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it. So
All right, so Kramer stands out the most to me with his wonky aura-ness. So I
it's
have
wonky
to
right now.
a little bit.
We were heading on such a good path. I was so well, I
Let her talk. I want to hear what she has to say.
So Jess will know. So let's see if what I'm getting resonates. Okay, so you're always green and purple. It's just you. It's like who you are. But sometimes, and I noticed throughout the years, you'll wear like a little. It's like a little blue that shows up and like sits on your shoulder and is like that. So just seeing it on you, you just feel to me a little bit worse for the wear. A little bit like I feel like life kind of. I don't know. It feels like you're kind of getting through the ringer right now emotionally.
Okay.
I feel like some of your emotions are like creeping in and you don't like them because they're distracting and annoying and you thought you dealt with stuff that it's like coming up and I thought I dealt with that. Why the heck is it doing this to me again? I thought your patterns, your cycles, stuff like that. And I feel like you get mad at it, your own processes, and it feels like you're in that kind of, it feels like a washing machine cycle, like right now. Like,
so, you know what? That's so funny. Okay, so here's what you should know about the Uncensored podcast is we will share way too much. Jess and I typically get in trouble after every episode with somebody in our life, a friend or somebody.
What are you going to do?
So I am so sick. And it's funny you say this because I am so sick of being unstable with my life. And I feel like it's literally just going like this. It's literally just the same thing. Now, right now, and they don't love us talking about this, but they just said on the air. Not, they didn't say that on the podcast, though.
They didn't say that on the Uncensored podcast, though.
So we're yet again in another contract season, right? With our contracts coming up with the radio station. Everything just kind of feels...
Would explain bringing up old things, old processes, old feelings.
Then put on hold again where I'm kind of like, well... I wonder what's going to happen come August. I don't know where my life's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen. And honestly, I feel like I'm just getting too old for it, man. I feel like you can only be in, and because, since you and I've met, basically, Michaela, it's just been one change after another. And I feel like I'm just so tired of being unstable. And yet here we are once again. And honestly, without having a clear picture of what the future looks like, at least feeling confident of what the future might look like. Like right now, I'm just kind of like,
no, but we don't though. We don't, and we have no control.
You have no control.
Right.
It's the worst for you, especially like Jess. You're more go with the flow in a lot of ways, and I'll get to you in a second. But with you, Kramer, like your green comes in. Green people like to be in charge, visionaries. It doesn't make flipping sense to you why they're probably like putting a pin in it. Why can't you just tell me what's going on?
Let's just get a plan together. We can just execute it. But right now there's so many things. Not only that, but my life doesn't feel a day more settled here than I did this time a year ago. And that's extremely frustrating to me because for whatever reason, I don't feel situated here. It just does. And I don't know if it's because I've been so busy, so I haven't had every day. It's just like blah, blah, blah. And that's frustrating me too because I'm ready for this place to feel like home, and it doesn't. And that's what I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't feel like that to me. So between the two of those,
what I always notice with you, since this is the Uncensored podcast, and we can talk about everything, is that one, that's just trauma because you were kicked out of where you were living that was home, and now you got stuck here, and it's like, why settle? I don't know if we're gonna get kicked out again.
That's like, kind of what I think that's what it is. I think it's saying
traumatic.
Like, it's almost like dating. It's like, well, I don't know.
But everybody tells you that too. It's like you even told me that. It's like, okay, but don't get too comfortable because we don't know if we're gonna be here past whatever. So it's like, unfortunately, it's still this kind of same situation that we're in because we couldn't even really set our roots like we would have liked to these past 2 years because of the situation that we're about to go in right now.
I think we feel way different a year and a half in if we didn't have COVID and all the chaos that came with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
So we still kind of feel like we're like, what?
Yeah. But because in this work situation, you don't have control. I feel like in your personal situation, your personal life situation, that can oftentimes reflect like
Yeah, 'cause
a bit.
yeah. What do I do with it, right?
Yeah. And like, where do I don't feel
how
settled.
do I,
and
how do I possibly, and I think if I want to feel this way or not, I think it's subconsciously, how can I because I've had not maybe the most I've dated one person here is probably 3 dates, and then like that's pretty much it. That's the end of it, right?
yeah.
And I just can't seem to like make it work. You know what I mean? I just can't seem to like get it in any aspect of my life. Other than the show seems to be going well, which is where I put most of my energy is just into work between this and the podcast. Everything else in my personal life just seems like if somebody walked in today and was like, "Oh yeah, you're going to Australia tomorrow," I'd be like, "All right, well, yeah," because I have no clear vision or feeling of what's going to happen.
Of attachment.
Yeah, of attachment. Yeah. So just tell me what's going to happen so we can just get over it.
Okay.
So are we staying? Are we going? They're going to renew it? What's happening? Just tell me.
I think you guys will stick.
Where's my wife? Where is she? Just tell me what state. I'll go there.
Well, I'll tell. Like the thing with you, Kramer, is like okay. This is where I tell. This is my biggest advice for people energetically, like how it reflects out to you in the universe, like with your own energy. When you feel like you don't have control, take it somewhere where you actually do, and you do have more control than you think in your relationship life, your love life, your things like that. It's okay to be messy. There's nothing, you do not have to
messy, Michaela.
You stay messy. That's fine. Honestly, the brilliance is in the messiness, like that's where life happens. That's where people want to meet you. That's where you're real. And it's okay to have a relationship with somebody when you don't know where your roots are or where it might get messy. You just you lean into that. And I know it's really hard for your green or to lean into that because it doesn't make sense or like whatever. You're going to feel trapped or stuck.
Right now, with 6 months, I'm like, how could I possibly, start dating somebody now? Because then what would happen in 6 months? What happens if I stay? It's just the. Of
course. Yeah. And that's the blue thing sitting on your shoulder. It's like it's like bugging you and it needs to go away. You just need to kind of follow heart and passion. Love is never a wasted thing. It is never wasted, even if it's a 3-month thing or a 3-year thing or a 30-year thing. Love's never wasted.
I like that.
It's never wasted. That time is never wasted. Anytime you just make that loving connection with somebody, it's so good for you in the universe and it's a beautiful thing to create. So it's nothing ever to avoid just because disappointment may come or you might not be able to be the person you feel like you should be on paper or whatever. Like,
hell yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell that to the women of Maryland, though? Can we just possibly just spread that message?
Like, you should put that on your profile for dating. Like, I'm here for... Love's never wasted, okay? So I don't know how long this is lasting.
Michaela.
Actually.
It's a good plug. Okay, so professionally, where's my life going? Just tell me.
I always have felt this about you, Kramer. You are like a rubber ball. You bounce. You are somebody who's always going to have to make his own way. I feel like the universe is constantly wringing your neck to make sure you never stop innovating and never stop being like the entrepreneurial spirit that you are. I know you're sick and tired of it. I know you're exhausted. I know you just want to like just be okay already. Yeah. But your mind is too busy to sit there and not
I feel like
do
you would
anything.
Be bored anyways. It's
You'd
like
be
you
so
always
bored.
say that stuff, but that's not what you would be satisfied with anyways.
I want a 20-year contract. 20 years. I can retire, have some stability. That's all I want in my life.
And then you would lawyer up to get the fuck out of it. Is what you would do. You psychopath.
I'd be so bored in like 90 days.
Oh my gosh, Jess, you know him so well.
Wrong. She's not wrong.
What?
And you got to stop being motivated. Here I go. I'm getting like your guides are like your angels are like. You got to stop getting motivated by chaos. It seems like you get creative when you're cornered. Get creative when you're not cornered. Get creative now. Get creative when it's boring. Get creative when it's mundane. Get creative.
Motivation.
Yeah. Stop using it as motivation because then the universe will keep sending you chaos as motivation. So let's pick a different motivation.
Fuck. Wow.
So what is that? How does that? How can we put that? Because I like the phrase. It sounds good. But how does that play into life, though?
That means that, like, right now, have a great idea. Like, if you want to be like right now, do something different. Like you have a lot going on in your life but right now get inspired to do something, anything that's cool. Like I noticed forever ago when I first met you, you started getting into nature or hiking or veganism or all that kind of stuff. Like that was really healthy for you. That like changed your life. You weren't really, but I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like that happened when your marriage wasn't doing great something.
It was when everything fell apart. And
so there you go.
So many things. And
found
honestly,
yourself.
I was thinking the other day, like, I feel like my life growth has been really stagnant the last year. I feel like it was like a slingshot where my marriage kind of held me back, and then and then I was like figuring out all this stuff about myself. Then we got here and we got really busy with a radio show, really busy with a podcast and everything that came with that. And I feel like personally, I haven't really developed much at all over the past year or so.
Because it's been stable. So you have to learn how to find yourself in stability so that you'll have stability. The universe only sends you what works for you. It's just energy. What works for you is you seem to grow and thrive and make a lot of waves and vibrations out there when you're cornered, when there's chaos. Right now, when you're not motivated, find motivation. Like that's, and we all can do that really. Because I think that's a lot of us kind of get cornered by chaos and then decide to explore something, but explore something right in this moment. Even if it has nothing to do with anything, it's just something that you're interested in. Explore it now.
Interesting. That's actually really interesting. Well, you're never wrong, Michaela. So what can I say
but
about that?
I don't feel like you're going anywhere. I'm sure you guys are fine.
So you think we'll be? That's one of my next question. Do you think this show will still be here?
Well, I'm looking at the Mix 1065 logo. That's kind of like what I do when people have these questions.
Yeah.
And am I allowed to talk about radio stuff on here? Is that okay?
It's fine. Okay. They've already said they hate it, but this is the podcast. It's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
So I'm kind of just honing on the logo behind you, Jess. Okay. So when I look at it, it feels like it's up in the air feeling because it's up in the air to them. They don't have a better idea. Okay. So whatever they think they might have a better idea, it also feels like there's one person and it feels like a guy and it feels like he's like, I don't know. He's like, oh my God, I hope this isn't bad.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm way leaning in now.
Okay. Because it feels like he is a stagnant person himself, but wants to appear like he isn't to like maybe higher ups or other people or something. So it's kind of like, oh, where can I make tweaks and changes? And he like focuses on you guys a bit, but he doesn't have any better ideas. I also get I'd have to see a picture of this person. He might be intimidated by you, Kramer, a little bit because I feel like when he talks to you, he kind of feels dumb or something. So I get this kind of like, he just wants to hide out in this office or this corner or like whatever and just say, oh, we're talking about it. Nobody's talking about anything and it'll probably stay the exact same. But the vibration of uncertainty and on the non-confidence in you or like whatever. And I feel like just on a separate note, you hate when energy is invading your studio space. Like that's the worst for you.
Yeah. Why do I, by the way? Just a side note, because it's true.
This person feels like they're a red aura. I don't know. Is this a person? I have to look at their picture if it is. This energy
comes to mind.
Okay.
But continue.
Okay. You being green, like you have it covered. You've been doing this a long time. You know it works. You know your audience. You're very confident in this space, and you like to just kind of come in and do your thing. And you don't mind opinions and stuff, but when somebody comes in and tries to like tweak what works or give you their different hierarchical solutions to things that you're like, that's BS or whatever. Like, I feel like you just shut down and you can get really kind of pissed off. And it's not something I feel like you can not show to other people. Like you probably professionally learned to like hold it in, but like your face doesn't lie. Okay.
I probably should, but,
I don't know if you're snarky or something. It seems entertaining. Okay.
But I'll tell you, I've been better about it. I just get quiet now. I'm just like, okay, that sounds interesting.
Is that what you think? Okay.
Very interesting.
It's definitely a stewing feeling. But honestly, like when I look at the logo, I feel like a stagnancy with the logo, meaning to me, it's probably going to stay the same, but also that limbo feeling, even if you get another year, it's going to still feel like what's next year then? It's going to be the continuation of.
Okay. That's what we need to
do.
know.
They want a third person on here with you guys? Does that even happen? Okay.
We want a third and a fourth person. So tell me, is that going to happen? Because that's really.
I just randomly got something popping in like that.
Oh, cool. That's what we needed to hear too. This has all been really great so far. You're just the best. Just keep telling me all the good stuff. Anything bad, just leave it out. It's fine. All right, let's just talk about Jessica.
Jessica, you're purple blue. Your blue is a little darker too, so it's probably a work thing on you too. But
Yeah.
you're more kind of just a go with the flow vibe. I feel like in life you're used to things. It's not funny, but it's funny in kind of the way that your guides are giving it to me. Kind of like, yeah, that's what happens. When something works out, goes away. Like kind of like that's just been the pattern in your life a little bit.
Yeah.
Which starts from a very early age till now. So I feel like when somebody disappoints you or there's a disappointing situation, you don't spend a lot of time on it. You're just like, well, obviously that's just life. So moving on, because I can only count on myself anyhow. You feel like, well, you and Kramer feel very bonded, like you have each other's backs, which is nice. So that part's good. Yeah. But I get with you, there's this feeling of I'll deal with it when it comes, but I feel like you always have your plan B. And your plan B isn't something that you really want to open up to think about. And I don't think you will have to think about it, but it's just interesting to me. But aren't you with somebody? Don't you have like a boyfriend or something? Okay.
Yeah.
That feels so here. Yeah, he feels that all feels so serious. And you live together, right? Because you feel married. Okay. So that feeling of you two, I don't know, like that's unbreakable. So I can never see, like, if they said you got to go to Australia, you'd be like, well, if my boyfriend wants to come, then otherwise I'm not doing it. Like, that's just not something that you're gonna do. You put certain things ahead of other people telling you what to do. You'll consider it at the time. But I feel like he'd follow you. Oh, is his family here?
No, it's just us here.
Why does he feel more attached or something than you do?
Him?
Yeah.
He has work here, but he followed me here. He came with me here.
Oh.
Yeah.
From California.
Yeah, so we've been together 2 years. We do have some family in Virginia that's been really cool to have close to us. But we were long distance for 8 months, and then when I got the job here, I was like, I'm not going to make you do long distance with me. You can come if you want, but if you don't come, then like we're not going to be together because it's crazy. And then he's like, no, I'm coming with. And then we've been together ever since.
I feel like he's just going to pop around with you. He's not going anywhere. So I don't know. You like maybe you don't get your head in it as much as Kramer does or whatever, but that's just the differences between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's going to happen with those two? Because they've been dating. I've been personally.
I need a picture.
When they're. Oh yeah, you do. Can you send
her a picture? He on your?
It's on. Oh, he's on my Instagram.
Okay, I'll just go look.
Yeah, he's
my
on my
phone's
Instagram.
on 2%, so hopefully this.
Just do it. JESSDUITT. And he's actually on the second picture.
Oh, there he. Oh, oh my God! He's so obsessed with you. He's never going anywhere.
I love him. I'm obsessed with him.
You two are just the cutest thing. Oh my gosh, he feels very close to his family. That's the only thing.
Oh, I think that's the attachment there. That's something that him and I have been struggling with is like both of us are so attached to our family. Mm-hmm. And so
there's something with either mom. Hard. Yeah. Does he have a sister?
He has a mom. His mom's in Alaska. So it's like his mom's in Alaska and then both of our families are in Stockton. So I think we just feel so like painfully separated from people that like are so part of our makeup, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's like been the only struggle with us is like still trucking along and doing the damn thing, even though it's like there's literally a piece missing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I think
I do.
But we've been, I think it's been making us stronger to the point where with him, he's just been like, it'll work itself out. People will come see us if they can, and this is just kind of like where we are right now.
Yeah, he just feels incredibly close to the females in his family. Just like he's just really good. He's just such a sensitive person and he's very sweet, but you two are very bonded. I see that between the two of you. Like it feels marriage, it feels soulmate, it feels really, really special. So you're fine no matter what happens. I just don't, I don't see any of you here forever. So eventually this thing will probably fizzle or be done. Maybe in the next year or so, but like I feel like for now you're all staying put for now. But I can see you just being ready and itchy to go when it's and that's the thing, I get with you just when it is time for it to be over, you'll already know it. And I feel like you get really intuitive feelings about that.
Yeah.
And you don't see yourself, tell me if I'm wrong, I just don't feel like you see yourself leaving at this time.
No, you're right. It's like I know that I don't feel like I belong here for the rest of my life, but I also don't feel like it's time to leave yet.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, and that's, you always have to trust those feelings, because you can kind of, and I tell people that too, like with their own, what's going to happen? Like, ask yourself, well, what is going to happen? Do I see myself packing? Do I see myself leaving? Do I see, no, I don't, or yeah, I do. You know, you can answer these things yourself because you feel it and you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like it's a temporary situation that's lasting longer.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think they'll be engaged before the end of the year? Back
They
to my question.
feel married. They feel married. Like, that's the thing.
You are so right. I knew it. All y'all telling me I wasn't supposed to give him a blowjob in the garage. Y'all can suck it. I fucking knew that shit. I knew that shit. I told y'all. Nobody believed
Michaela,
me.
the backstory there is we call him Garage Boy because
I remember that. Yeah.
Nobody believed me. Everybody was
Performed
telling
oral
me,
sex
how
on him.
dare you? Why? That was the wrong choice. No, it wasn't, because I felt it inside my bones.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did, Jess. Oh boy.
Yeah, you guys all feel very connected. So I don't see that ending ever. Like, he feels like it's the one, that's the babies that come in there. He feels so attached to you too. So it's so sweet.
Is Jess gonna get pregnant anytime soon?
Yeah, that's the only thing. Because like when I look at you guys, sometimes I mix up babies and dogs. Do you have a dog together?
No, I don't. I don't have a dog and I don't have a cat.
Okay, then you got to watch out for babies, because I was feeling a baby vibe between the two of you.
Wow.
And
Like, is this almost like a warning? Like,
yes, it's a warning.
Oh,
you
God.
obviously have control over this,
Yeah.
but
I couldn't be, but Mr. Michaela, I literally could not be more careful. And can I tell you, no, I'm so glad I'm talking to you, because I have been feeling that lately and it's been scaring the shit out of me. And I'm literally the most careful person on this planet. And that's why I'm pissed, because I'm like, there's nothing more I could do to prevent.
okay.
So that's why.
Well, there is. You could be completely absent. There's nothing.
I mean, yeah, but
they find ways.
Without
Like
doing
those.
That's
yeah.
right. I
That is
feel
true.
I have this like really scary feeling that like all the precautions and all the smart things I can be doing, I'm doing. And like lately I've been feeling like they're just coming for me, and I'm like, chill. Like, chill, everybody chill.
That could be your itchiness too, like kind of you want a baby with them, it's just not the right time or whatever.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you can feel that baby on the other side, like really coming through and
Okay.
wanting to show up. It doesn't mean that they're going to, obviously, because science is on your side.
Okay, but it just means okay. So that explains it. It's like the future babies. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, but like,
Yeah,
we're here
they're
when you're
ready.
Okay,
Oh, they're
cool.
ready. They're ready. They're ready
Before
for
the
you
end
to
of the
be
year,
done.
though, do you think she'll have one before the end, or be pregnant before the end of the year?
You know, babies are free will, so I can't.
Okay.
If she was, yeah, they're totally free will. So like, yes, like
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with them chilling. I just want it to be on my time. I have no problem knowing that they're like thriving. Just thrive where you are, and when it's time, it'll be time.
exactly. But I can see you two choosing, I don't know, like just a settling down life is definitely in your cards. Like, that's for sure. Like, you 2-3 babies, your boyfriend. You know, you gotta watch. The only thing I can see is you guys getting pregnant before you get married, and not that that's a total choice. It's up to you.
I don't want to.
It just, I don't know why. It seems like it's easier for you guys to have babies and live together than actually have a wedding.
Well, I mean, probably it is. I think that's simpler.
Well, that's stressful. That's not what we need right now, Michaela. Oh, that's not what we need.
I just really wanted to be
I need
able
y'all
to
to-
like go crazy at my wedding.
I
That's the
know.
only reason why. As crazy as that sounds, that's like the only reason why.
No, a lot of people want to wait. They don't want, like, they don't want to deal with it, or they want to have like a nice honeymoon or just spend time together as married. But I get it. Yeah.
So wait, you think we're gonna get married by the end of this year, or no?
Well, I don't know. Like, I feel
Engaged, not wedding.
Engaged.
Because wedding freaks
That
me
would
out.
take way too time. You could
I
even
feel
get
that.
engaged today, but you couldn't be married by the end of the
The-
year.
Yeah,
the idea-
engaged.
Yeah, the idea of the wedding itself is like low-key not even appealing to me yet. Just 'cause
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think that's why it's almost like you guys don't care about that, really. Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
don't.
that could be influencing it. I see a lot of people who don't get married because they just don't want to get married. Like, they don't want the wedding, they don't want to deal with the families, they don't want the expense, they don't want like what that's supposed to look like. And for somebody who is married and did get, and I'm sure Kramer will agree, it's not worth the money. Like, to me, it's really not. Like, it wasn't. And it's terrible.
Something smaller and more intimate would just be like way more.
Yeah, like a little party vibe.
Was
like
Scott your first husband or no?
Oh yes, he's my first.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I said that funny.
Nothing makes me happier when married people can admit it wasn't worth the money. Because divorced people, they're always like, "Oh, you're just jaded. You're just." I'm like, no, literally, I said that while I was in the middle of my wedding, being like, "This is not worth. This is not worth it. Like, this is so much money, and this is like not worth."
It's not
what we're doing right now. So I'm glad to hear someone.
I mean, some people will. If that's the thing that's holding you back, don't do it. Like, so just forget it. Save the money. Spend it on a house.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to know about? Because I feel like we only talked about once a year. So is there anything else we need to know about?
I know.
You're so super busy now.
I
so
know. I'm like, ah.
Anything
I
else
always
you
got time
see?
for you guys.
Like anything we should know that's going to come our way, unforeseen. Any more divorces? God, I swear, every time I talk to you, my life is crazy and crazy.
Together or separate, like things that we should know until we're able to talk to you next. Because the next thing you're going to be like working for Oprah and stuff.
Oh yeah, that'll be your mouth to God's ear.
Sunday, yeah.
Jess, you are fine. Like I don't know. Like I don't know how else to say it. Like sometimes I'll get these readings and I get these messages, and it's like you're good. Like you're on a really solid path. Like you know who you are. You bounce. You're really. Radio in you, I don't know. I feel like long term, like you're really good at it and you enjoy it. I just get long term you doing kind of different creative things more in front of a camera instead of a microphone, which is interesting. Like interviews with well-known people, or there's something with that. I don't quite know what that looks like, but I can see you kind of segueing into TV instead of this, just eventually. But these are all things like your guides are very much like she's got this. Like you listen to yourself. You're pretty good self-directed. You speak up for yourself. Like big claps for you because I feel like you've learned a lot in life and you kind of found your person. And without getting into family stuff or whatever, I feel like that was a big deal for you to really, to really like trust somebody and really like let this person in and they're good. They're a great person. So all that, good job. Kramer. Okay, so Kramer.
Like what? Like you set it up. Like what the hell? Why? Like you said, like Jess, you're so good. I'm like that means there has to be another. It wasn't like y'all are both good.
No, but it's
her
tone.
I know.
It's
like
her
Jess, everything's gonna be great. And I mean,
Kramer,
that means there must be another side of this.
Kramer, well,
what, Michaela? Just tell me why? Just can I get a year?
I want to like swaddle you in a blanket, just hold you like a baby, be like Kramer, come here. Okay.
Why is it like this? Okay. Yes. Please.
When I say it's like spirit. We need you to find love. Like, it's so important.
No, truly. I think, honestly, it's, like, so cold over there. Like, he needs it.
You're the most relationship person without being in a relationship.
What does that mean?
You are so good with, like, people, and you want to grow with somebody, and I feel like you have all these mushy feelings that, like, need to be explored, come out.
Okay.
And I feel like there's all this. It just got, like, how do I put this? Your energy, okay, metaphor. You know, like when you're in college and you drank bad vodka and you can never have vodka anymore. You're like, done. I'm done. I can't ever. Or that's like you in like marriage or something. Like your whole, your energy's like anything.
That's his MO right now. Yeah, about everything, like literally.
Anything that tastes like that, anything that feels like that emotional intimacy when it starts to connect. I feel like you have flight response.
Yep.
And it's because you were really traumatized by it. And I think like you took on that a lot of self, issues that you put on yourself about it and putting yourself down or trying, all right, I'll work this out so it'll never happen again. But life isn't like the wires in your podcast. You know what I mean? Like there's no, what do they call like back end on, what do they call that? SEO. There's no SEO on this stuff. Like, you have to just like fall into it. And if you fall, and just do it and trust yourself that you're different. So I just get like, it's almost like they push through me this energy, just to throw you into someone's arms like that.
Interesting.
So I think,
do I know the person yet? Or do you think that person has not been met yet?
You do. And I know her too.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Wait, I want to know. Wait, tell me.
All right, Michaela, we're good for today.
No, can you message me?
Yes.
Please, you have to let me know. I deserve this information.
Fuck, Michaela. Fuck.
But you asked. You
Do
know?
I know? Do I know who she is?
Yes, you know.
Oh my God! Can we say the letter?
No,
Oh.
no.
Can you still message me just so I can? Okay,
No.
cool. Thanks.
No.
You know what I love though? The thing that and it literally when you said this, like I felt it like shiver in my body. Is
You felt it.
like,
Spirit chills.
when you talk about love and saying that like it doesn't matter how long it's supposed to be, right? You just have to do it. And I feel like I'm just so happy that you said that because you have been so afraid to make any steps, which trust me, I understand because we don't fucking know, but I almost feel like you've been using that as a mask and also an excuse just to even do anything when like you need to be doing that, like period.
So what do I, in your professional opinion, Michaela, what do I do with that situation? If we're assuming this is the same person, but I think we are.
Yeah, I think we are too. All right, so I feel in this situation, this is somebody who is extremely patient and
oh my God.
but they love you. And it's so in their energy how much unconditional love they have and unconditional patience for however long it takes you to get to where you need to get.
You
And
can't find that
also,
everywhere.
So like 10 more years, I'm thinking, right?
and I feel like
3
you
more
just have
times.
this thing, like it's not just that person's life that you could disappoint, it's other people's lives in that person's life that you could disappoint. So I feel like there's just kind of you again internalizing that you made some sort of mistake however many years ago with that marriage. And you know what, you didn't, you learned. It was a growth opportunity. It doesn't mean you walk around, you're not a virus in people's lives, Kramer. You're like a really wonderful connection in people's life. I know that. I know Jess knows that.
Yeah, make sure Jess heard that.
Did you hear what she said to me? Listen to what she's fucking saying right now. I know that.
Yeah, she does know that. And your mom knows that. I mean, you're like a beautiful thing in people's lives. Like you see them and you help them grow. And you're an attribute. You're a wonderful person to have in someone's life. And I feel like you can take yourself away from people's lives because you feel like you're going to hurt them somehow by being you or making choices you feel like you have to make or whatever. But honestly, a lot of people are more flexible to you than you think. So
and giving them a choice to make their own decisions. Like your whole controlling bullshit. It's annoying.
Like, she said it,
hard, right? Because it is true. I think because I feel so unstable, I don't want to put that instability on anyone else. You know? Yeah.
And you don't want to be a bad, but you already did. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like they're already tapped in. They're plugged into you. It happened. It's done. So guess what? You can label it whatever you want, but it is what it is. So it already happened, so just whatever, give it a shot. So that's,
it is what it is. What do you want?
What it is. Just do it.
It is what it is.
I want a good one like Jess. Just like, oh yeah, you're right on this. Everything's great. You're right on track. You're good.
Hey,
you're good though, Kramer.
It wasn't easy, my guy.
Listen, I feel like you got a job though, so you're good there.
Okay, that's at least solid. You're honestly the best.
Thank you,
Kramer. I love you guys.
No, we love you so much. Michaela's honestly just the best. I don't know, Michaela. We've never actually met face to face, but I consider you one of my favorite people on the planet. Just because
I feel that way about you.
Yeah, like you're just literally just a good human being. I hope that you'll have Michaela added to your life in multiple ways. She's
truly
awesome on Instagram. She gets so much great content with this kind of stuff on there. It's the Mystic Michaela, right?
Yeah, Mystic Michaela on Instagram. It's okay.
I almost didn't have my notes anymore. I'm so proud of myself. So Mystic Michaela on Instagram. Everyone needs to follow that, okay? And then Facebook is
the Mystic Michaela, yeah.
I know
there you go.
It was there somewhere in there. Please go follow that. She also has an awesome podcast. So obviously you're already in the podcast space. Please go listen to her podcast. It's super entertaining. Her husband Scott makes it even more relatable, I feel like, because he's just like he's a goofball, isn't he? He's like the goofball to your like you have your life together. He's just kind of like always wild to say.
He's a skeptic too, so it works out. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's called Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Go add that because it's a really great weekly Thursday still, right?
Yes.
Every Thursday an episode comes out, so it'd be awesome for you to go listen to that. All right, Michaela, we've got enough for this year.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So
you're the best. We'll see you soon, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Oh hell no. I'm crying. I can't. Kramer, these babies are fucking out for me. I swear to you, when she said that shit, because I'm like, yo, kick back.
Oh man, because Jess did tell me
I've been having dreams
telling me
about
for a
that
while.
shit.
She's like, I feel like I'm going to get pregnant because we were actually going to talk about that on the air. She's like, I don't even want to talk about
No,
it because
I can't.
I don't want to put it into existence. All right.
Well, we're just gonna go figure that out.
I'm gonna go back and listen to this episode 67 times. So
we're gonna go
do what
figure
you
our
will.
life out.
Honest to God, I'm not even looking at the comments today from the live.
Why?
I don't want to.
Open them before we go. Just open them. Did anybody say anything? Just open them. It's just us here. Open them.
Let's see.
Are there any or no?
Trying to see if there's anything on here we need to know. Jessica, say celibate. This is Darren.
Until
A lot of Darrens.
Oh no.
Mike, we didn't ask about wedding A or wedding B. Sorry, we had bigger things to worry about, like children. And then the question is it Miss California? Man, I gotta digest that a little bit. Y'all know I just ain't ready to talk about that yet. But we'll future episodes. Jess, your podcast and social media.
Lowkey is my podcast. I'll definitely be crying about this. So stay tuned. And then my social is I'm gonna go home and cry about that. At Jess Do It, JESSDUITT.
All right, and I'm that guy Kramer. This podcast is called Certified Mama's Boy. Until next week, we love you guys. YouTube, thank you so much. See you then. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.